We're live here. We're live there. We're
We're
live
slowly. It
there.
takes a minute to get like.
Everything up and running.
I know, dude. It's.
Yeah. Oh, oh I know. Oh, I can actually read the chat today. I just go under, get the chat going. What's going on, Gary?
Oh, hey man, Happy New Year. We didn't get to do our first of the year thing.
I know we didn't.
So, John, we're gonna dive right into it because we have a guest who is had a little time crunch and time mishap, and
Okay.
we've got some very cool, ghostly evidence which we haven't had in a long time. So we gotta hit
Yes.
the ground
Excited
running,
for it.
and then I want to talk about our year to come and our year that's been real quick. Now that you're
Yeah.
here, so I'm gonna have Amber join us just to give you a little backstory about Amber. She reached out to us, big fan of the show. She grew up in a small gold mining town in northern Nevada,
Okay.
and she's always had strange experiences. And now she gives ghost tours professionally in Austin.
Okay. Cool.
Pretty wild, right?
Yeah.
I mean, it's cool. So I'm gonna bring her on. Amber,
Cool.
Hi.
Hello,
hey,
Amber.
welcome. Can you hear us? Okay.
Yes.
You are live
So I
across the Splintered Spirits universe.
I had to come to work early. So would you like to meet Betty White?
Who's Betty White?
Well, I'll show you. Let me turn my camera around. See if I can do this. I don't know if I can. Are you guys able to do it? Or it's not letting me. Here, I'll just turn the
Just
camera
turn your
around.
body
Here we
around.
go.
Oh wow.
This is Betty White.
You give tours in that.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
So
Yeah, that is cool.
they've got cup holders, but this is the back. Got my flashlight if it's hard to see.
It's a little dark,
But this is the
that's
back.
helpful. It's like
The hearse.
benched.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I see what you
So
did
we
there.
can fit up to 6 people. I mean, you're going to be squished with 6. I mean, we even have
Well, that's meant for
seating
one.
here.
It's meant for
So,
one laying down.
Yeah, it's like that just sunk in. I'm a
And
little
then we
slow.
have,
That just sunk in.
Glinda the Good Witch. So
Oh, that
Get her
rides
fixed
around
up.
with you.
yes. And then this is if the car
Just the
dies, which is
passenger
the
princess
battery.
if I ever saw one.
True enough.
So we have this on the cars at all times in case we have to jump them. And I've had to jump this car already, and it's no problem. I'm Gen X, so I'm used to jumping cars. And then the black one's over here. It's got a tarp on. I didn't have time to take it off, but I wanted to show you guys. I will pull this part up because this one has the original wheels.
Amber, how long have you been doing this?
Since August. But this still has the original wheels for the coffin.
Oh,
Wow.
And then the back of this one looks like this. There's no cup holders. And they also installed rear AC where the Betty White doesn't have it, but this one does.
yeah. Right. So that's probably a little bit better to roll around in Texas.
Yeah. So, yeah. So those are the 2 vehicles.
Well, thanks for sharing with
Cool.
that. That's wild. It's So Amber, on all of your tours, and you go to a lot of haunted places, have you seen and heard regular weird shit? No, did she freeze already?
I think we. Oh, there she is. She's back.
Amber, I don't know if you heard the question. I'm wondering how much weird stuff have you seen when
I
you
have
are,
I have a cell phone boost.
Let's see. We might have to just jump right in with Amber because if we're going to keep this thing. So, Amber sent over a bunch of ghost evidence, which is really wild. Amber, we're just going to dive right in. I don't know if you're breaking up, if you can hear us too well, but we're going to get into some of the stuff you sent because I thought it was pretty cool.
I'll go to the back.
And I'm going to show everybody here.
Yep.
And hello, chat. Hello, everyone. I'll get to you guys in a second. But this first one, John, and you know Gettysburg, and Amber's going to Gettysburg a couple times. So it's Amber, do you want to give us a little quick backstory on this Confederate soldier you had a conversation with?
Okay, so I've been to Gettysburg 4 times. I actually lived in upstate New York. So I'm pretty familiar with the Northeast. But Gettysburg has definitely been, I've noticed like, I should start over, sorry, ADHD brain. The ghosts at Gettysburg are really, really shy. I've noticed like you have to keep going to the same place over and over and over again to kind of earn their trust. Where on my tours, the second location, they're popping off all the time. I use dowsing rods, I use spirit boxes, and I also use the Estes method, and they're popping off all the time. So when I go to Gettysburg, I get a little frustrated because I get nothing. It's like, is this place even haunted? So I went to the Devil's Den area, and across the street there's a forest. Well, I found like a cluster of boulders, and it's actually a place that the Confederate soldiers actually came back. Actually, I think it was Union. The Union actually came back after the war and did graffiti on the stone. So if you Google that, it'll actually show you what the graffiti looks like, and you have to look for it on the stones. But they did that after the war ended. So I went to that area, and I went like a few times, and I was getting nothing, like with my EMF. I took recorders to try to get EVPs, but like there was nothing popping off. And I'm in school for psychology, so I'm actually going to be working towards my master's to become a mental health counselor. And I thought, you know what? I'm going to try talking to the spirit, like just person to person. And I just told him, I said, you know, you probably get a lot of people that are constantly putting Confederate soldiers down. And that's probably why they're being quiet. And also they're not used to people trying to acknowledge them. So I just told him, I said, you know, I don't care what side you fought on. I'm incredibly proud of you, because that would have been a really hard thing to do. And obviously the government isn't truthful about everything. So you probably didn't even understand what you were fighting for. Probably worked on a farm, you weren't literate, you know, not saying that all of them weren't, but I mean, schools weren't, you know, around at that time. And a lot of, you know, you had a lot of farmers or people that lived in small towns and didn't see, you know, didn't hear or see this kind of action. So I said, you know, thank you for serving our country. And I couldn't do what you did. And I just kind of did that. And I just said, I don't care what side you fought on. So when I did that, instantly it started popping off. And I was like, I couldn't believe it worked.
John, watch this. I'm going to show it, and then wait till you see this, because this is actually really cool. I really enjoyed how this went back and forth here. Give me one moment. Let me pull it up. Take it live.
Are you in your 20s? Push it again, just so I know. Okay. Are you 25? 24? 23? 22? Oh, 23. Okay. Are you a Confederate soldier? Can you touch? Yes. Okay. Awesome. So, but tell me what state you're from. Is it Louisiana? Did I guess Louisiana right? Well, I want to make sure this isn't a fluke. Are you from Georgia? Florida? Arkansas? Let's try Louisiana again. Oh my gosh, you're from Louisiana. Oh my gosh. I've been to New Orleans. I love New Orleans.
I love that. I really do. Like, I just enjoyed, I enjoyed that you went back and confirmed it, and that light side. So that's what, that is an EMF meter, like a classic EMF meter, right?
Yeah,
Did you
it is.
get any EVP on it with the Zoom you used? Or no, just the light show?
I'm going to be honest. I'm really bad about listening to evidence. I'm better about it now on the tours, because I know people are waiting for EVPs from me, and I'll text it to them. But I really need to go back and listen to see if there's anything there. It's hard.
When you're by yourself, it's tough. I know. I get it. When you're trying,
I would rather pay somebody to do it for me. honestly.
Anyway, that was pretty cool. Like, now what did you feel when that happened for you? Like, was that one of your first experiences, or?
The first one with an intelligent response to the EMF meter. But if you notice, there was an edit in there. Where I was, I actually heard a sound and it scared the crap out of me. I thought it was an animal growling or something. And when you listen back, you can't hear it in the recording, but I heard something. I was like, oh shit, I'm going to get out of here. I don't want to get bit by whatever this is. And so I actually ran away. I grabbed my stuff and ran away. And then I thought, shit, I was getting an intelligent response. So I went back, but I was in an area where I felt safe and started the question again, and he was still there. And that's why there's an edit there, because I did hear something that was, it sounded like it was alive, but when I went back, there was nothing there. And that was the same trip when I went to Sachs Bridge and I got a demonic growl. My friend and I heard a demonic growl, and I've been to the Sachs Bridge. Like I told you, this is my 4th visit. And I've been to the Sachs Bridge and done investigations for hours and never been growled at. And that was within the first 5 minutes. And unfortunately, I wasn't recording. My first thought was that was a rabid animal. We're going to get bit and get rabies, like something. It was definitely get the hell away from here. But we ran to the truck and I grabbed my flashlight and she's like, what are you doing? I'm like, I'm going to go find it, because if you look at the bridge, it can't hide anywhere. Where did that sound come from? I mean, you've been to the bridge, John. It was right at the mouth of the bridge at the very beginning. And so there is a video of me
Which
looking
part of
for
the
this.
bridge? The coming in from the street, like the main access to the
Not
street, or the other side where the lot is, where the plaque is and all that.
So it's not where there's that little turnaround and then there's houses. It's on the other side where it's just a field.
Okay, yes,
And
that's the
then
end. Yeah.
there's the trail that you can follow to the little dam. It was that side. And it was within the first 5 minutes. She's like, I don't know, I feel like we're being watched. And then when we went back, I said, hold on a second. I was looking down and I was doing something. And that's when we heard the growl. And I looked up foxes, raccoons, like anything. I wanted to try to match that growl. And the only thing I could come close to was like a mastiff, or other videos of people capturing a demonic growl. But back to that soldier, that was actually before dusk, and legally you can't stay there. And my girlfriend, the same girlfriend, was in the parking lot at the Devil's Den waiting for me, because every time she would set foot on the battlefield, she would get nauseous when she was with me. She'd get goosebumps and nauseous, and she has a timeshare up there. She's from Baltimore originally, and so she's been going there for the past 10 years. But for some reason, when she was with me, every single time she set foot on that battlefield, she got nauseous. And then when I left and she picked up her brother from Germany, because I actually accompanied her because she was driving by herself from Texas to Gettysburg. And I was like, hey, don't drive alone, take me. So I only stayed there like 4 days. But after I left and her brother, they went on the battlefield, she didn't feel nauseous or have goosebumps, which was really strange. But after that conversation I had with that soldier, I said, hey, it's getting dark. I don't want to get in trouble by, what do you call those? Rangers. You can get ticketed, trespassing. And so I said, will you accompany me to my carriage? I said, I'm a girl by myself. Make sure I get to my carriage safe. And so I did do an upload there. It was the Civil War soldier where he said my name. And so I think it was the same one I was talking to, because I stopped in the middle of the trail and I was shaking really bad because it was an adrenaline rush. I finally had an intelligent conversation, so I was just on cloud 9. So I called my friend that was waiting for me, forgot to hit stop on the recorder, which I'm glad I did, because after I breathed out, I went like this, because I was like trying to calm myself down. He says, Amber, and it almost seemed like he was concerned, like, Amber, like, are you okay? And so Amber, I don't know if that one uploaded.
No, I didn't see that one. Amber, what do you think spirits are?
I think they're energy, because I think energy can't be created nor destroyed. I think that they're on a different plane than we are.
So you think it's like but let's take a step back real quick. You believe, based on some of the evidence that you've heard and what you've seen and heard, that you think this energy is like sentient, and it's someone passes and they're their whole consciousness is a part of it?
Not, I mean, because you have residual where somehow it's imprinted into the earth somehow, where it keeps playing it over and over again. So there's that, but then they're sentient. But I think there's some that are, and this is where I'm a document. I like to document like John does. I don't hunt them down. I'm trying to understand them. Oh, get that turned back on. And so for some reason, there's certain spirits that are stuck at locations and they can't leave. And then there's others, it seems like you can visit. And it's like, okay, so why is it that there's some that are stuck at a location they can't leave where others can come and go, like your grandma or your father, coming to visit you? What is the difference? Why are there those two different distinctions?
Why do you tell me? What do you think it is? You don't know.
I don't know.
No,
But
we
I'm
don't
still,
know either.
I'm
That's the whole point of this thing, is we're trying to figure out what the hell it is. Like, we'd love to find that out. Here, I want to play this other one that you sent because I thought this was cool too. This is a great EVP, and it's really, I like how you do the EVPs, like sort of a very classic sense of style to it. But here, John, check this thing out. Let me play this for you guys, and hopefully you can hear it. Turn your volume up.
Are we bothering you?
Now that's a good classic EVP, right? Like,
Yeah, it's a good EVP.
like the
Yeah, oh, yeah.
guttural where it's, get out now. And I always wonder, when you start talking
Amber,
about,
were you alone when you
no,
were
and
at the cemetery?
This is kind of a long story. Well, not a long story, about a 10-minute story.
Well,
But
all
the
right.
reason why,
But hold on,
let's
before you get into
let's give it the Cliff Notes version.
Yeah, so but you were with people.
I was with my cousin.
You were with just one other person. I mean, listen, that's more impressive than the first footage, and I'll tell you why. You can push Swiss cheese in the first footage, all just this, that, and the other, EMF, what it could be, but that right there, I mean, that's not even something you really need to enhance. You could see it just on the
Audacity.
recording. Like, I knew
Yeah.
exactly, even before I heard it, I knew exactly where that EVP was going to pop off. That's very impressive. Very impressive
Well,
EVP.
This happened it was a cemetery near the most haunted road in all of Colorado called Riverside Drive.
Okay.
It's a 12-mile stretch. I think it has something to do with the land, like Indians and other stuff. But my cousin, he's a skeptic, and so he took me on that road because he knew I'd be interested in that. And we were driving down the road, and his Tacoma was less than a year old. And when we were driving down, we got to this part where the road curved around the hill instead of them carving into it. They built the road around it. And he goes, yeah, one time I was driving down this road and this Charger came around the corner and was in my lane, and I had to ditch and almost totaled my vehicle into the side, the side of this hill. When he did that, he was pointing his hand like this out the windshield, pointing. Well, his radio was turned off. He always has it set to Sirius radio. Well, his radio turns on, it flips to FM country. And he's like, did I just, how did that radio turn on? And I said, my hands are in my lap and the radio was turned off. And he goes, I know, I listen to Sirius radio. He goes, I never listen to FM and I hate country. He goes, how did that just happen? And his truck was less than a year old. And I'm like, because he's a skeptic. Like, you could see his brain glitching. Well, then he's like, well, there's a cemetery nearby this road, and it was about 1 or 2 o'clock in the afternoon. So I only recorded for like 20, 25 minutes. I didn't feel anything. It was actually kind of boring. But when I got home, because it was such a short clip, I listened to it, and there was 2 of them. There was one, get out now, and there was another one that said goodbye in the same tone. Well, something followed me home. So when I got home, like almost immediately, like within 2 days of me getting home, I woke up and I was laying on my back, and I have night terrors. And I thought for a second, am I having a night terror? Like, what the hell's going on? And I kind of opened my eyes a little bit, and I could see this girl that I thought it was my 9-year-old daughter at the time because she had long black hair and like a nightgown with long white sleeves. And my mother actually bought her a nightgown like that. And I was like, Sage, what are you doing? Well, when I opened my eyes and fully woke up, she disappeared, but I could still feel the pressure on my legs. Like she's pushing down on my legs. And so I wiggled my legs and it stopped. So the next day I told my husband, I said, I think I brought something home. And he goes, you did? And I said, what do you mean? He goes, well, I was going to tell you when I was coming out of the bedroom, a shadow shot down the hallway into the bathroom, the guest bathroom. And it was about 5 foot high, but it was a black shadow of something running down. So I cleansed my space. It was gone. Well, I told my cousin about it and he's like, oh my God, that's what you want. And I said, no, that's not what I want. I said, I already got rid of it. So he happened that same week. So I think I cleansed my house like on a Thursday. And so he went on a business trip and he went to North Carolina. Well, his really good college friend was a town over. And so he stayed the weekend to stay at his college buddy's house. So he stayed in their guest bedroom and he has sleep paralysis. I've never had that before, but he does. And he goes, oh my God, I had the weirdest sleep paralysis I've ever had. I woke up and there was a girl floating above my bed and she looked really pissed off. And I said, did she have long brown hair and a long white nightgown with long sleeves? And he goes, how the hell did you know that? And I said, that's what I saw messing with my legs, pushing down, like putting pressure on my legs. And he didn't really have much to say. He's like, well, maybe you described that to me and I forgot. And that's why that was just I was hallucinating or dreaming.
He's looking for a reason.
And I said,
for a reason to buy it. Sure.
I was like, I didn't describe her to you. I just said I saw a girl.
Amber, when was the first time you had like an experience that you felt that you couldn't explain?
So
has this happened all your life? Pretty
much, yeah. So like I said, I grew up in a small gold mining town called Winnemucca, Nevada. It's on I-80. It's between Elko and Reno, and it's out like kind of in the middle of nowhere. And so I'd be out. I mean, I was the generation of come home when the lights turn on or, drinking out of the hose. Like I was always outside, but I would always hear a woman calling my name in the distance. And it was never my parents. There was nobody, but it happened so often where I kept hearing my name getting called that I just kind of ignored it. It just became the norm. Other certain places like the daycare.
How old are you when that was?
It was elementary school. It was between the ages of like 4 and 10. It happened for many years.
Okay.
And then it probably, I'd have to say 8. So it probably stopped around that age. It was definitely elementary school, but I mean, it happened for years. And then also when I was in daycare at the age of like 4 or 5, I would always feel like there was something in the corner watching me, something invisible, just staring at me. And I never said anything, and then certain places I'd go to, I'd feel like there was something there staring at me. And I just would get that feeling, but it was only, like the daycare, because it was out of a house.
Sure.
And just a few other places like a convenience store or, just random places, but never at my home. You just get that sense of there's something there. I can't see it, but there is something there watching me.
So, Amber, I love, thank you for coming on. And I love talking to people, especially from all over the country and who've been to so many different places. And I'm curious for you, having lived with something like this, having seen these things, having captured, documented really solid stuff. What are you looking for? What are you hoping to continue to document? Do you want confirmation of what you think spirits are? What is the drive for you?
To understand them. Like, why are they here? Do they need our help? Are they stuck here? Is there something that we need to do? Or just understand it. Like, why does this stuff happen?
Was there ever a moment where you're like, I don't want to experience this anymore? So as opposed to like diving into it, trying to shove it away?
I mean, when they're in my house, yes. Like that freaks me out if I live in a haunted house. And my house in upstate New York wasn't haunted per se. We lived really close to a cemetery from the 1800s, and I had to keep cleansing it. And there definitely was something in the basement that I just kind of left down there. I was like, that's your space. Just don't come upstairs.
you just
type
gave
of thing.
up the basement. You just gave it up. Like you let it
was a storage. It was a finished basement, but we used it for storage.
Sure.
The only time that I got afraid, I would say, was on one of my tours. And that was
Austin.
more for our safety
And that's
than
in Austin.
in Austin. Yeah.
Okay.
So I was driving Betty White, and there's a spirit attached to Betty White. His name's Joe. He used to be the hearse driver. I think he might have been with the tours and then passed away. But when I picked up my party, I had a private hearse party. So on those, we go to them. Like they give us a location within reason, and I was picking them up, and it was it was a TikTok group. Like we have TikTok downtown, and so these were TikTok employees. And so I went to their building to pick them up, and there was a guy that had I found out later had really bad anxiety, and he had a vape pen. And so he went when he was getting in the car, when he was exhaling, a lot of the weed smoke got into Betty White, and I kept popped in, and I was like, oh my God, like we're being hotboxed here. But I don't care. I mean, I don't judge people, but I really don't care. But all of a sudden my GPS started acting up because I don't know downtown Austin very well, and there's a lot of one-way streets, and you're on the road, but it kept drifting like this, and I go, what the fuck is my GPS doing? Like, it's never done that before, where I had to keep scrolling back, and I was like, what the hell's going on? So I finally got that fixed.
High? I mean, I feel like maybe
No.
Well, if he's
No.
vaping, it wasn't hot boxing. It must have been a dry herb pen or something.
Well,
His
yeah,
vape
we could
dissipates,
just,
you know.
I was being sarcastic, but I mean, we could smell that the guy was definitely had just taken a hit of weed. But
Oh yeah,
we
it's probably
get to the
burned it up. Probably had a bowl or something.
we just
You
got to
know?
the first location, which is the Driscoll Hotel. And so I got out, and it's electric locks. Betty White's from 1993. So I got out, and the doors were unlocked. So I opened my door, I shut it, and I always leave the keys on the dash for the valet. I don't do that anymore because of this reason. So when I went to open up the guest door, because there is no handle in the back, so guests can't get out, I have to actually let them out. It was locked. And I go, oh, shit, it's locked. So I went to my driver's side door. It was locked. And I go, how in the hell did it just lock itself? I just got out of it. They were unlocked. So one of the guests had to kind of reach forward and hit the electric locks in the front seat. I was really embarrassed. We went in, did our tour, came back out. The valet stuck the key in the driver's side and unlocked it, and then hit the unlock to unlock all the doors, handed me the key, opened the door for the guests, shut the door, doors were locked again. And I was like, okay, Joe's pissed off. Something's going on with Joe. And so I called my manager, Sarah, and I was like, what the hell's going on with the car? Like, I was afraid, like, it was going to affect our safety, like with my GPS wigging out. And I was like, is the car going to like stop working? What is going on? I actually got really nervous. And I talked to her and I said, I think it was the vaping. I think he didn't like the weed. And she goes, yeah, actually, the owner knew him and said he was a really straight-laced guy. He was anti-drugs, anti-smoking, anti-drinking, but he's okay with us drinking in the car because he knows it's part of the business. And she said one time when she was in the car cleaning it out, she took a hit from her vape pen, the door closed and locked on her. And she goes, oh, sorry, Joe, won't do that again. So she says this happened to her before.
Wait, are you allowed because it's a tour bus? Like, are people in the back allowed to like have a cocktail?
Yes.
Is it like a limousine?
It's bring your own beer. So we provide them with free drinks like water and sodas, and they're allowed to bring their own beer.
Tell everybody the name of the your company, your tour company.
It's Haunted ATX. It's Hearse on Wheels. So we have a black hearse. I call that one the Black Beast. It looks like a Wednesday Addams car, and then there's the Betty White, and then we have a van. We call it the Mystery Machine, but it has a really pretty wrap on it, like the girl from Ring. The crawling girl. We have that on the side of it with bats, because also Austin's known for bats.
Oh, I know San Antonio has all. I thought it was just San Antonio that held the bats.
Yeah, we have like thousands of bats on the bridge, on Lady Bird Bridge, that people watch at dusk go out.
Oh, that's wild.
Yeah.
And you're working tonight. That's what's happening. You want to just let everybody know what's the plan for tonight?
Oh my gosh, I have a private party of 7 people. I think it might be a work thing. A lot of people do a lot of, what do you call that? Workshops, or like, I can't, like
yeah, I get it. Like
to bond with each other. Those are the best because they also tip the best because it's the company paying for it. So I love those.
Do you record?
So I'm hoping
do
it's
you record
that.
every time you're out, Amber, with them, so that you
The
like just in
second
case you catch something
location,
cool?
I use 2 recorders. I use a Zoom 4HN, which is a $250 recorder. But that one doesn't. Oh, John, I want to talk to you about frequencies if we have a second, because I've noticed something with frequencies. And then the other one I use is a Yeti that I hook up to Audacity. I hook it up to a tablet. And the one where it said "Get Out Now," that was recorded with a Yeti microphone hooked up to my computer, recording off of Audacity. And so I've tested out the 2 recorders, and I've noticed, like, even on this Zoom H4n, it's been used in Hollywood. Jessica Chobot used it on Expedition X. It doesn't pick up frequencies like the Yeti does. The Yeti actually picks up more EVPs than the Zoom does, and they're actually sitting pretty close. And I like to record. I have 2 recorders. One is a backup in case something goes awry, or one picks up something and the other one doesn't. And also it picks up the spirit boxes. So like there's things that I've missed before where I went back and I'm like, holy shit, like I wish I would have caught that at the time. But what I've noticed is when I was in the cellar at the second location, there was 2 people, it was a husband and wife, and all of a sudden we heard this girl giggling right next to us. And I'm like, oh my God, did you just hear that? And the girl says, yeah, that was really loud. It was right next to us. The recorders, we were like at the table with the recorders. It was like right there. And I go, well, both recorders are going. I for sure caught that. The husband didn't hear it. He did not hear the girl giggling. When I listened to both recorders, it did not pick up on the girl giggling or laughing. It was not there. And I was like, what the hell? The other time I've noticed frequency is at Waverly Hills Sanatorium. We were in the surgery room, and I was with 2 guys and 4 other girls. And I'm now learning that our eardrums with men and women, it's different. Our eardrums are different from yours, and we can pick up on frequencies you guys can't. So when we're in the surgery room, we heard a guy whistling, and this was an overnight investigation. We had 8 hours in the building. So we were there for probably about 30 minutes. And then I heard this guy whistling, and it's the type of whistling when you're cleaning the house or doing something, you're whistling to yourself. It sounded just like that. And I go, Matt, Paul, are you whistling? And they're like, no. What whistle? We didn't hear a whistle. And the 4 girls were like, yeah, we thought it was Matt and Paul. We heard the whistling. And I said, yeah, I did too. And they're like, I don't know what you're talking about. 5 minutes later, it happened again. And it was almost like someone hit play on a recorder. It was the same song. It was just playing. It was again. And of course, this was in 2007 when I didn't have recorders. I was very poor. So I didn't have recorders. And I go, oh, did you guys hear it that time? Both guys again couldn't hear it. The 4 girls and myself heard it. Then our tour guide came up because they leave us on a floor for an hour, and then they come and get us and rotate us to another floor. And he goes, oh yeah, I forgot to tell you guys, some people claim hearing whistling. And I'm like, I told you guys, but the guys couldn't hear it. And so the second time this ever happened was on my tour with that girl giggling. But my recorders.
I believe that's true. I mean, there's something, I've read this somewhere too. It's something about like, so certainly with babies crying, right? Women sort of have a quicker tendency to hear that, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
There's certain sounds and frequencies that are, it's very, survival instinct stuff.
Yeah.
Well, that's all. I mean, listen, Amber, it's crazy. And it's very cool that you're out there, and what a great excuse to get to investigate by it being part of your job. And you're like, you get to take people with you on this haunt. And again, it's Haunted ATX, Hearse on Wheels. Is it like hearseonwheels.com?
No, it's just Haunted ATX. Like, if you just type in Hearse Ghost Tour, because there's only 3 hearses that do tours in the United States. We've got 2 of them. The other one's Savannah, Georgia. It'll pull us up because there's another one that's similar to our company. And so people get the 2 confused, but we're Tour on Wheels. We're the Tour on Wheels. That's what it is. Tour on Wheels.
Tour on Wheels. I love it. And look, if anybody's in Austin, they should absolutely check it out.
And ask for me because nobody else does the ghost investigations. I'm the only tour guide that does.
It sounds like you actually get stuff, which, as John knows, in my opinion, I think it is very much related to the person doing it more so than the tools used. So maybe.
Well, I have a lot more EVPs that I would love to share with you at a later time. I've got a ton, and I've also got more video of the second location. Well, I've only been there since August, but I probably have 10 EVPs, and I've got a video that I took where I had a REM pod that looked like a carousel. I bought it from Europe, And so you can see a misty like hand coming over, and then it comes over, and then the REM pod goes off, and then a minute later it comes across again, but not as clear as the first time, and it goes off again. And I had like costume jewelry right next to it. My EMF's also going off like crazy, but you can see this mist, like a hand coming over. And that's
Amazing.
that stuff that I caught with my Samsung phone.
Amazing. Very cool. Well, Amber, listen, thank you so much for sharing all that with us. I really appreciate you and your time. It's
Yeah,
very
thank
cool
you.
stuff. I love it. Tour on Wheels, Haunted ATX. Next time I'm in Austin, I will absolutely. I mean, the hearse is just cool.
It
It
is.
is. And those were great. Those are really good. That Get Out, I loved it. Thank you so much. I really appreciate you.
Thank you.
All right, happy
All
safe
right. Thanks for
tonight.
having me.
Of
All
course.
right. Thank you.
Yeah.
You got it. Take care. And just leave
Right.
it on until it says it's fully uploaded, okay, for us?
Okay.
All right.
Perfect timing.
You got it. All right,
Bye.
the light on cue. Bye. That's pretty wild. I mean, that one EVP was really cool for sure.
Yeah, that one EVP was really cool.
And
Because I like to listen. Like when I have like the tripwire going, right, and the tripwire goes off, I remind everybody in my live stream. Listen, I have a tripwire. It detects EMF. That doesn't mean that's a spirit. It could mean many things. The byproduct of a spirit.
Mhm.
It could be a byproduct of a portal. It could be a strange phenomenon. It could be anything. It doesn't necessarily mean spirit, right? But
Sure.
the EVP, EVPs are pretty cool for that. Again, we weren't there. We don't know exactly all the variables.
Listen, I like to give people the benefit of the doubt. I
Yeah,
mean,
oh yeah, me too.
She certainly, they're not coming out here trying to pull the wool over our eyes.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
So-
She
so
believes
that-
she caught something.
And
So it's-
and it sounded like the way when she was describing it, it was a very simple thing.
Yeah.
Like she was there with her cousin. Her cousin was a skeptic.
Yeah.
This is what she caught.
Listen,
So the
I gotta
EVP
tell you,
was
Josh,
very
if
cool.
somebody comes on this podcast with an elaborate scam to try to trick us that they've got ghost things, it's like,
Yeah.
wow, dude, get a
Yeah.
life. It's
Yeah.
like, I mean,
You'd be surprised.
even more
You'd
than
be
a life.
surprised.
So I don't believe. I choose to believe that people believe in what they've captured, especially when people are really
Yeah.
into this space. And it's like, yeah, are there 1,001 different reasons why that could have happened? Of course, dude. We don't know what's going on.
No.
But they believe in the scenario we weren't there. They were. They
Well,
feel
with
they
the-
caught something. It's cool.
With the EVP, it's interesting because she's at a cemetery, right? And my whole thing with EVPs is doing EVPs in any area that has tons of copper, for example, is just an EVP can be explained, right? Copper is very good at picking up things. So if you got copper and brass and running through old structures and houses and whatnot, and you get an EVP, it's like maybe. But when you're in a cemetery and there's no wires running through a house, you're in a cemetery.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, okay, wow, what just caused that to happen?
What's that weird growl? Sure. So, let's see. We didn't get a chance to talk last week.
Yeah.
And we've had a couple.
2 weeks. 2
I know,
weeks.
it's been a couple weeks here. We had our first episode. I hope everyone got a chance of the new year with Matthew Botsford, who died and went to hell.
Yep. Had bullets for dessert.
Bullets for dessert. He kicked it. I hope everybody had a chance to watch that episode. It's pretty and listen to it. It's amazing. I've known Matt for a long time, and it's really a classic near story of hell. How you picture it, but he truly flatlined. I've got the X-rays with the bullet in his head that we show everybody, and all that fun stuff, and what he experienced is so vivid for him afterwards. And his what is spiritual and what is what's in the mind versus what it was, and it's really a crazy story. And that was our first one to launch. But
NDEs in general are very interesting. It's such a
right.
It's such a topic because you'll get people that'll be like, hey, listen, it's just a misfiring of the brain, right? It's the brain at its end. It's what you know. It's what your brain compensating for what's happening. And then other people are like, there's no way my brain was misfiring when I saw what I saw,
Well, you know
because
what's
it was just so detailed and so vivid, and the smells, the tastes, the action,
well, it's right. It's like, but are we plugged into the Matrix, John? And that's all
yeah,
part of the smells. But let me
yeah.
ask you this, dude, because I wanted to ask you this last week, but you weren't, we couldn't get it. But look, we've been doing this for almost a year, right? This
Mhm.
is the first year, and it's all new to me, but a lot of this is new to you. Did you walk away with anything from the first year, sort of new, or what did you walk away from doing this podcast and meeting some of these people?
What I walked away from, because everything that we've spoken about on this podcast, I've heard before, right? There's nothing new under the sun, especially with the paranormal. This is all stuff that I've heard, people's theories I've heard. But what I'm walking away with is the fact that when it comes to my theories on what spirits are, everything that they're talking about, mostly everything, can be applied to that,
It
to
does
spirits
circle it,
being
right?
them.
It's
Yes.
everything sort of is that
Yes,
the weird.
everything. It's yeah, and it's like, wait a minute, like someone says this, someone says that, someone says this. Sure, there are some guests that they're saying things, and I'm just like, I know exactly what they're talking about because I've experienced this and I've documented this. I might be looking at it through another lens, but it's the same exact thing that they're speaking of. But that's what it is. It's like, wait a minute. It's like hearing all these different perspectives and all these different ideas and all this information coming in. That's the first thing, right? Just hearing it all and like, wow, I can actually apply this to, if someone says, hey, well, I think spirits are this, it's like, well, yeah, and it could be explained this way, right? So that's that. And then the second thing that I got from this whole year is how deeply rooted the human experience is. It's all about the human experience. And listen, my naive ass always thought it was people just trying to feel better about things, feel better about death, association, making things up just to feel better, right? When it comes to certain things, they'll hear something and they'll be like, oh, this is what it must be. When it's like, where did you get that from? What do you mean it must be this? I heard the same thing you did. It's a human experience, but it's more than just grief, and it's more than just the hoping or the fear of death, right? It's like just deeply rooted, and the human experience is wild. It's almost, and maybe this is the psychologist in me coming out. It's almost as interesting as the paranormal itself.
Well, dude, I am starting to develop a theory of my own.
Oh yeah, what's the
I don't
theory?
know if you're ready for it, John. Are you ready for it?
Oh, I'm ready. Hit me.
It's
I
very.
think you're all fucking nuts. No,
No,
I'm
no,
just
no.
like-
I really don't. I don't. I don't think it's
No,
that.
I know. I was just throwing it
I
in
know,
there.
no.
It's funny.
Some people think I'm nuts. We're going to get to a few guests who think I'm full of shit, but or don't believe. But I tell you this,
Yeah.
I don't know if what and it's in line with with your theory in terms of energy and that.
Consciousness and memory and
But I am starting to wonder if what you're hearing on your apps or in spirit boxes and what people are experiencing is a sort of a how do I articulate this? Because I haven't fully thought about it myself, nailed it down. But I believe it might be related to consciousness and the mind more so than the dead.
the dead. So look. So
Does
basically,
that
what you're
make
saying
sense?
is, yes, you're saying that our minds are projecting
Yes. And I
these
think
things
some
out there.
people are, much like I've always said, about more intuitive than others, as I believe mediums they're better mediums than others because they're more intuitive than others. They might have more whatever it is that's doing that thing, and whether they are able to truly connect maybe with your consciousness on a certain level, that whatever that is, it just seems why do poltergeists and poltergeist agents happen most when teenagers, where their hormones and that energy is so high, and they're manifesting that thing, and or why can some people, why does it set off for others and not thing, and why is it so specific for some people and not others? I think it might be coming down, and I'm not saying it's not a supernatural thing at all yet, but I feel like it might be a manifestation, a consciousness thing. And it is still related to energy. It is still related to magnetic fields. It's still off the person, but it seems like that's the thing. Like even you yourself have said your mood affects the
Oh,
spirits.
100%. So let me build off this.
Yeah, please.
I always say that this is what I think spirits are. I believe they're memories. I believe they're
Yes.
consciousness. It's just a theory. Obviously, I don't have the proof. The other side of that coin, and it's something I rarely talk about, is the other theory of what spirits are. And the other theory is that spirits don't exist, that spirits, we're making them up. Not that we're lying, not that we're full of shit, that we're actually creating these entities, basically in line what you're saying. Now, I've always struggled with this because it's like, yo, anybody who knows me, especially if you watch my live streams, my brain is insane. I can, on the whim, come up with a song, and sometimes make that song really catchy. I can create. I mean, right before we go live, I'm sitting here and I'm literally building a program that's not only gonna be involved with my, it's going to be the investigation side of what I'm doing on top of the documenting, right? Like I'm constantly doing things, constantly making things. What if my brain is projecting out and creating these entities, right? But then I had an experience the other night. I had
Well,
an
hold on.
experience, Gary, the other night
Go
that
ahead, finish, because I'm gonna bring it back to even our guests.
I had an experience the other night that shattered that completely, because I've always struggled with that. I never talk about it because if I sit here and say, "Hey, I'm making this up," everyone's gonna misconstrue those words, right? They're
Well,
not
but
gonna
it doesn't
understand
have
what
to
I
be
mean by that.
conscious either. But go ahead.
Yeah,
Keep going.
exactly. It's not conscious. It's like a subconscious thing. Oh, 100%.
Right.
100%. So like what your theory is like, it's spot on because it's something that I've thought about too. But then the other night I had something really crazy happen to me. Something really crazy. I took the Sam mask, right? And I attached it to the clock that I have in here. And I lost control of the situation. I completely lost control of the situation. They started talking about killing Liam and all like they wouldn't stop talking about it. And I actually had to rip the mask off the clock and say, okay, guys, fun's over. I lost control of this situation.
Now play this scenario out in your mind. In your head, when you were doing that, you were probably wondering, what will happen if I put these together?
No,
and on some level,
no, in my mind, I was trying to blackmail or control the entity, is what I was trying to do. I basically said, hey, I'll give you this, but now you're my bitch. That's literally what I tried to do,
Now-
and it backfired.
Now-
It completely backfired because I was in control. I just wasn't in control of the entire situation. And whatever happened completely, like it went out of control. And I've been doing this for years, and I have never ever heard anything like that.
now let me
here,
just point this let me point this other thing out, especially after meeting our guest today. What do you, she, and Netzel have in common?
I don't see. That's the thing. That's the thing. If it's not the brain and the consciousness creating this,
ADHD. She's
that is true. That is
There's
true. She says that she has ADHD. Netzel definitely has ADHD. I have ADHD.
there's it's a
Yeah.
it's a focus. It's
Could
an
be.
energy. It's a different sort of. It's weird. I'm not. Look, I don't.
Supposedly people with ADHD have smaller brains.
Like, well, oh yeah, I don't know.
Supposedly.
Now we're gonna start. The people are gonna start accusing us
You
of
know,
like
right.
RFK or
Yeah,
something.
yeah.
We're gonna get so
Yeah.
stupid and crazy with these.
Hey, Gary.
Listen, we are not doctors.
Yeah, vaccinate all the kids from the cemeteries now.
We are not doctors. We are just
It's,
having some blue collar barroom
that's
discussions
it.
based on
That's it.
things.
We are nowhere
We
near.
are not learned doctors.
Nope.
Do not take what we say as medical advice in any way. And if you do, you deserve whatever's coming to you.
Yes. The
Because
disclaimer.
I'm just telling you straight up. Do not listen to medical advice from
Well,
either
sure.
one of us.
Listen,
But anyway, but the
ADHD,
point is,
sure.
I just all it is
Yeah.
it built right. The more dots the more dots you gather, a clearer picture is formed.
Well,
Right?
also,
When you get
listen,
farther away.
I'm trying to say this without sounding egotistical, right? So let me put it this way. If you analyze me and Netzel and analyze the interactions we have with spirits, they're completely different. They are completely different. Like they are like they're not the same. If you review Netzel's evidence, you review my evidence with spirit interaction, they are completely different, which is why when we get together, it's so fun and good because it's literally two different things coming together and it works, right? So like, you could turn around and say, hey, all the objects in that bowl are fruit, right? Oranges, grapes, bananas, whatever. They're fruit, but all those fruit are completely different. So should they all be in the same bowl?
Yeah, you're a bunch of fruits, is what you're saying.
We're a bunch of flying fruit friends,
You set me up.
That's
For
all
that
I'm
dad.
saying.
You set
Like
me up for that
it's
dad joke.
yeah. So listen, it's just like when you break it down and you really look at it. Sure, yeah, you guys do the paranormal. Yeah, you get evidence, but what Amber got, is completely different than what I get.
Sure.
And what I get is
She's
completely
using
different
very
from what
classic
Netzel
stuff.
gets.
She was using very classic stuff too, though, right?
Yeah.
Like real funny, like digital recorders, things like that. But I'm just saying. Anyway, this is sort of where I'm going now. I like what you're saying about where we were this past year. Now we could talk about a little bit where we're going.
Yes.
Because we are.
Well, hold on. What did you get out of this?
Well,
What did you?
This is literally what I've gotten out of it, dude. I'm starting to paint a picture.
Okay.
Of,
Okay. Oh, so the theory and gotcha.
Of from all these different perspectives of what we're seeing, it's starting to paint a clearer picture, or not starting to paint a picture of what's happening. A tapestry.
You're seeing the back of that tapestry right now.
Like, dude, the books I'm reading, the people we're meeting, the stories we're setting, and
so
it's like it's all.
Well, listen, I've gone on record on my live saying it a bunch of times. You could go back to episode 1 and watch all the episodes, all the live streams that we've done, and you see your progression. Like your attitude switched.
Well, yeah, man, it's like I think
it's wild. It's like you went from like, oh yeah, my nephew talks to fucking ghosts to. Okay, my nephew talks to ghosts. Like I'm serious.
But that's the beauty of this. I've always said,
yeah,
I'm coming in it as I want to understand.
Yeah.
Not that I want to debunk, but that I want to understand. So there's a difference there. And so look, what do we got coming up, man? That's
we got
a lot of this. So we've got a lot of fun stuff. Our next guest is Lauren Hellickson. She's the ghost hunter who doesn't believe in ghosts. By her own admission, and she's she invents her own, but she invents her own REM pods. It's like this first quarter of the show, we talked to a lot of more skeptical type of people for sure. Now we balance it, of course, but we've got a few people from the CIF, the critical. I'm blanking on what they stand for, but James Underdown and is a guest, and then Benjamin Radford. Like these guys are real hardcore critics of the paranormal, and they really investigate what they do. Benjamin more so is I feel like Benjamin wants to believe. He goes out there and he really investigates. James is like, this shit's not real. It's like, and he's a real different, and it's really funny and it's a different thing. Both wonderful guys to talk to.
Yeah,
On the
yeah,
other
both
side of
awesome.
that, on the other side of that coin, we've got a Chip Coffee. You know, classic. Been on multiple
A
shows.
lot of people are waiting for that one.
Kindred
That's an
Spirits.
episode a lot of people are waiting for.
He's a psychic medium. Psychic Kids. He was on Kindred Spirits, Paranormal State. This guy's seen it all, man. He's been around. He knows it. He's felt it. It's from an early age. Another,
And what's cool, and I always say this too. What's cool about Chip is he's one of those guests that we had that if we had the time, we would have stayed talking to. Like it would have been like when the cameras were done, all stayed in our boxes and we started chit chatting, and then we all had things that we had to leave. Like
yeah.
what a
Believe,
great,
yeah, he's
great
a
episode.
great guest. Great
Yeah,
guest.
yeah. Great dude.
We've
Awesome.
also got Monique Too Soon. I think
Yes.
the
Yeah, yeah.
only, if not the only, certainly one of the first. I haven't found another drag queen ghost hunter, and this really goes to this idea, like the energy shift, like the manifestation, and when you hear Monique talk about her ghost hunting, it's like it's a whole different energy in the room, because
Yeah.
everybody's energy is up, but is it the spirits it's why anyway? There's a whole thing, right, that comes out of that.
Monique was a really awesome guest.
Oh my God, so good. Monique
She was
is
so
great.
good. Yeah,
So
yeah.
great. I'm really excited for that. That's going to air. These are all February. And then we've got a couple of other fun ones, right? We've got the thing that we've always talked about, that we've been talking about, our group Estes method. Thanks to our friends at Silence Activations, who helped us with our, with the headphones.
Yep.
And there's some real fun stuff in there, right? And that's what comes through the soundboard. That'll be fun, and it's it's a start. That's a start of a good experiment.
Yeah.
Kathy Nadal comes back. She gives me a coffee reading.
Yeah.
Sort of coffee seems to be a theme. The Chip coffee reading. We got a couple weeks of coffee in there to tell my predictions, and then we got some more stuff, more guests. We got some more live guests coming up. The Blue Bodie, another psychic. She's had a couple of near-death experiences.
For those who don't know who she is, she's, some would argue, the equivalent of me with the paranormal. Like what she's experienced, what she deals with on the daily, how she's horribly imitated. Horribly. And nobody does it like she does. And you can tell. And if you've never seen her and you check her out and you're into the witches and you're into that culture and that community, you're going to see her and you're going to go, oh, wow. Now I see all the other copycats that have come after her and that imitated her. So she is awesome. And if you're into witchcraft and you're into all that, you are going to love her on Splintered Spirits.
I got a couple witches coming on the lives to join us that all have different focuses, and sort of how they look at spirit. And I'm going to go shoot. I'm going to get a crash course in divination from none other than Patty Negri.
Oh, nice. She's another cool,
super famous,
cool human.
Very plugged into the community. She's going to give me a crash course in divination. I'm going to go to her house and she's going to teach me about like what it all means and how spirit works and that. I don't even know what it means. I don't even know. I got to look up divination. I'm not quite sure what it means. I feel like, is that when I get divided into a house? Like
no. Technically, people would argue that what I do is divination with the spirit boxes. Some people would argue that spirit boxes in general, whether it's an app or a device you make, or even using an EMF meter to communicate with the dead, is a divination tool. So, like scrying mirrors, tarot cards,
we're gonna do some scrying. We're gonna do some scrying.
You name it. Anything, basically asking a question to an unknown, unseen source.
That's just general divination.
In general, I mean, that's like easiest way to explain it.
So listen, guys, if you're new and you're just checking this out now and you're into this stuff, like, share, comment, subscribe. I don't think there's not a lot of paranormal podcasts doing what we're doing. There's a lot of great ones, a lot of good people. Oh, we've got another really fun crossover coming up.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Ashley Marino, she's gonna be on ours. We're gonna interview her on the live, and then we're gonna hop over to theirs, and they're gonna interview us on their live. So it's like we're doing a lot of fun stuff, coming up this month in this first quarter, and hopefully it'll continue to grow and get bigger.
No.
Let's take a look at the old chat. Let's see what these people are saying. Guys, I'm sorry we've been ignoring you. We've had guests. We've had a lot to catch up on. Let's see. A lot of people love Chip. Yep.
Well, we're gonna do more than just a follow up with the witch from the Serpent's Key.
Yeah.
The next time I go to Gettysburg, I'm gonna visit her shop in Hanover.
Yeah, that'll
So,
be great. And by the way, that case is going to go on for a while.
It's never gonna get
I don't know if
solved.
you guys are familiar with how the law works, but it's slow, dude.
It's super slow.
And I'm guessing like condemning a tarot card reader is not at the top of the docket for the courts right now.
No, not at all.
She's got a free reign to do her thing while they have a free reign to do their thing while that's all happening.
Man.
But that's funny. Let's
That
see
is
what else we got. Cynthia, you're from Savannah, so you know the third Hearst tour. There could be only one.
There's only one.
He does.
Yeah, Chip's awesome. What a great guest he was.
Stephen Ballou. I don't know who that is, Hale, but I'll look him up. Let's see. What else? What do you guys have to say for yourselves? What does anybody think of my theory? Like, you're a fucking idiot. We believe in ghosts.
What if we're both right? See, that's the other thing, too. That's why I love the paranormal. There's no rule written that only one thing is accurate. What if it's multiple factors and multiple variables that coincide, right? Like, what if it is something mental projected, but something's there receiving it and feeding off it? What if what we're speaking to isn't really what's there because of that? Because it's tainted with whatever we're projecting. I mean, dude, it could go on and on, right? I mean, when you think about it. So that's pretty cool. That's why I love the paranormal. We know nothing.
No, it's crazy, dude. Are you saying I sound quiet? People are saying I sound quiet. Can you hear me okay?
Quiet? Yeah, I hear you just fine.
Oh, okay. I don't know.
Hold on one second. So that's pretty cool. That's why I love the paranormal. We know nothing.
No, that's crazy.
No, you sound fine.
Okay.
Well, at least through the Santa Paranormal YTs.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the chat I'm looking at right now.
James Anito you're talking about, right? James Anito was he's an interesting cat. I like that guy. Yeah, we'll get more demonologists, James comes across to me like he's like the hip young demonologist. Right? He's like trying to, he's carving a path for demonology in a new way, in some sense, But yeah. Anyway,
yeah.
It's
yeah, we got a very exciting 2026 coming.
It's gonna be great, guys, and yeah, February especially. That's our 1 year anniversary. That's when we dropped this Group Estes Method episode. We have Chip Coffee and Monique Too Soon, who can't come soon enough, because that's a great episode too.
Yeah.
I
did
did.
I liked it.
That's good.
Yeah.
Yeah,
she was such an awesome guest.
Oh, so fun.
Yeah.
I have nothing else. To say. That was a good one.
Yeah.
John?
Well, Gary, another fun episode as usual.
So we're doing our best.
That's it. Do what we can do,
And for anybody who came late and is like, "No, I missed the beginning," don't worry. You know how it goes. We drop this, you'll have it tomorrow wherever podcasts are available. But please smash that like button, smash that subscribe button, share with a friend.
Yes.
Help us out.
Follow across the board, my friends. Splintered Spirits, we are everywhere.
These comments are good. Zoo Crew, welcome. I don't recognize the name Zoo Crew. Are you new? I love it.
No, Zoo Crew.
I haven't seen it.
Yeah. I recognize Zoo Crew.
Zoo Crew might be might be a standard on Santa, but maybe now they're recognizing. Wait a minute, Santa has more.
Yeah. Oh,
There's
yeah.
more to the Santa Paranormal Universe. There sure
Yes, there is.
sure is.
Yes, there is.
So great. So great.
Oh,
And
yeah.
yeah, listen, I just have I have a generally low voice. I like to have that ASMR thing going on.
Get deep, like. Keep
Try
it
to
deep.
I try to keep it like, keep everybody here with me. Keep it cool.
That's it. That's
I
it.
just try to do it like that. That's how we
Get
do
them
it.
all relaxed
Get everybody relaxed.
and open.
Keep
Ready.
Keep it open and ready. Smooth like.
Oh, boy. All right. Well, Gary, it's been fun.
Yeah, man.
Everybody,
What are you doing tonight? You gonna be alive tonight? Where are you from? Is it freezing there?
I am gonna be live tonight, and I have to check the weather. But when I last checked, it's supposed to be cold, but not windy.
It's windy here like crazy. It's so
And
cold.
if that wind is not out there, I'm getting my ass out there because I'm getting cooped up, man. Again, this weather here in New York has just been ridiculous. It's just been every night's been the same. It's either super cold and the wind on top of it dropping the temperature even more, or it's raining, and it's just, or like freezing rain, So it's just been horrible, like horrible. And then you get people, you don't go in the cemeteries anymore. And it's like, do I really have to explain weather to you? Do I really? And dude, there's so many things I want to say,
Oh, dude.
It's
Dude.
like, do I have to explain how weather works? Just because it's winter here doesn't mean this winter is the same for you.
Yes.
Enjoy your 40 degrees.
Yes, you have to explain how weather. It's like, dude, we got a real education problem in the country.
Yeah. Oh, big time.
It's a
Big
real
time.
problem.
100%. 100%.
But,
It's horrible.
yeah, that's another podcast for another.
It's
person.
true. It's true.
'Cause you don't
Education. Why do these fucking people believe in angels? No, I'm just playing.
That's the 10 Commandments up in the schoolroom.
Yeah. Oh, man. All right, everybody.
Oh, boy.
Gary.
Listen, thank you so much. We love you guys. Thank you for making last
We
year
love you
a
guys.
great
Thank you.
one.
Thank you.
Help us make this year even better. More to come. We will see you next week. That's it for us. Everyone, John, love you. See ya.
Love you later.